We are here, the Mangold family, getting ready for Shavuot, and we are so excited. And one of our new traditions for Shavuot is that we are going to make Shavuot smoothies. So we hope that maybe you're going to make something special, a nice treat at home too, and we're going to teach you how we make our Shavuot smoothies. Yeah, Isaac, we are. So Paul, why don't you show us what the ingredients are that we're going to be using today?
So whenever we have extra bananas or avocados that are about to go bad, we freeze them in a bag. So we have frozen bananas and frozen avocados.
Perfect.
We have frozen spinach.
Let's make it a little healthy.
Honey, and milk.
Is that it? It's that easy?
Yes, Jen, it's that easy.
That's awesome. Well, we're going to get to work.
Add the spinach. Then the bananas and avocados.
Good job, Paul. You're awesome.
Then add some milk.
How do you know how much to add?
I'm just doing it by feel. If it doesn't blend, I'll add more. And I add the honey at the end. All right, pro tip, don't lose the top of your blender and use a... so I'm going to press smoothie. Add some honey.
The best part. L'chaim! Have the best Shavuot ever!
Hi everybody, for Shavuot we're making sundaes, and recently I've been thinking about tastes and flavors of my childhood, things that connect us to a place in which we feel safe and comfortable. And so what we're going to be making is a quintessentially Canadian sundae. It is a butter tart with vanilla ice cream with also with maple syrup glaze on top of it. And so I'm going to teach you all how to make butter tarts, which is a beloved dish in Canada. You can find it all across the country, and hopefully after this you can find it all across Wisconsin. So I have a couple of assistants that are here to help me, and the first thing that you do in order to do some great baking is to wash your hands. Okay guys, can you show us how to wash your hands? Yeah. Remember 20 seconds to sing the alphabet or the alphabet. Ready? Josie, you want to go first? Oh, with soap.
Now I know my ABC. Next time won't you sing with me?
Good job, Josie. Now you, Hannah. All right, now let's talk about what we need in order to make the crust for the butter tart. So the first thing that we have is salt. Can you find a little bit of salt? It's a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Actually, it's the 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, which is that. That's right here. And then we have 6 ounces of cream cheese, because this is going to be a cream cheese crust. We have some ice water. We have 2 cups of flour and a cup of butter, which we are actually going to grate. We're going to grate the butter into this bowl.
Like old fashioned.
That's right. So Hannah, can you put the flour into this bowl?
All of it?
All of it. Put all the flour into the bowl. Good job. That's 2 cups. Now can you take, we're not going to do this yet, but can you take the salt? Good job. Salt, put that in the bowl. And Josie, can you take the baking powder and put that into the bowl? Good job. And now we're going to do some of the less dry ingredients. Okay, you ready? Okay, now what we're going to do is we are going to use the sort of wet-ish ingredients. It's important to grate the butter into our mixture because it's helpful for it to be grated. So we're going to grate this in. This is the greatest, don't you think? So we're going to grate that in, but this is a grown-up job because this is sharp. Especially when you get to the end, it's a little bit worrisome. Could be ouch.
Yep. Dad, I got a question. What do we need that for?
Well, we're going to be using that later to make the tarts, the butter tarts, when we put it into the oven. It smells like butter in here. It does. Okay, that's about right. Now we're going to take this, and I need my assistant to use your hands, your clean hands, and take that and put that into this also. Okay, all of that. All of the cream cheese. Good job. Yeah, but you're holding the camera.
No, Hannah.
Now we're going to put 2 tablespoons of ice water in. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just dip it in. Good job. One more. Good job. Now you can. Now what we're going to do is we're going to mix. You ready to mix?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to mix all of this together. Alright, so now it's probably got the consistency of like these little tiny beaded balls. And what we're going to do is we're going to add some water to turn it into dough. So Josie, will you take that and just don't let the ice cubes go in, but just add a little bit of water. Just a little bit.
I'll try to not let the ice cubes in.
Don't let the ice cubes in. There, we'll keep the ice cubes there. There we go. Just a little bit of water. And then we'll let that go in. Maybe we need a little more water. I think we're gonna need some more water. And use that water to turn it into a dough. So now that we've created a dough, we're gonna wrap it in plastic and put it into the fridge and let it rise out a little bit. And so we're gonna put this in the fridge for at least a half an hour, 30 minutes. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to take the dough in just a moment and we're gonna spread it out on the counter. First, we need to put a little flour on the counter to make it nice and dry so that we can pick it up afterwards. Thank you, Hannah. You can do that too, Josie, if you want. And I'm gonna put a little flour on the rolling pin too. Make it nice and dry also. We're gonna take, so we've put some flour down on the counter and we put some flour on the rolling pin because we're going to make that dough and we're gonna flatten it out. We're gonna flatten it out on this countertop. And you can see that this dough is now ready. It's been in the fridge for a little over a half an hour. A nice cream cheese dough, which is gonna be great. So we're gonna place that down on the counter and we're gonna use the rolling pin to roll it out so it's nice and flat, okay?
Make sure it's not sticky.
Mm-hmm.
Just flatten it out.
Okay? All right. We want to make it about 1/3 of an inch. So now what we're going to do is we're going to butter the pan. We're going to put some melted butter into the pan so that it doesn't stick once it's inside the pan. And we're going to take about a 4-inch cook cutter, and this is about 4 inches. And you don't need to have a special cookie cutter. You can just use, you know, something that just matches the size and cut it out. Okay. And you place it, you're just going to place it into the tin to make your crust. And so we take each of these circles and place them neatly into the pan. Some are more neat than others, but that's okay. And make little cups. So now that we've made our crust, at least the crust in the shapes in the tins, what we're going to do is we're going to start working on the filling. And so we're going to take 1 egg and we're going to just place this into the mixer in just a minute and mix it on high speed until it becomes frothy. And then we're going to add a teaspoon of vanilla, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. we're gonna take half a cup of corn syrup, we're gonna take a quarter cup of butter, and we're gonna take half a cup of brown sugar, and we're gonna add that all together and let it mix together. So let's put in the egg, and we're gonna turn it up to high. All right, now I want you to add the vanilla. Why don't we add the brown sugar? Whoa! We're going to add the corn syrup. Okay, you go ahead. Mix it all goes in. All right. First things first, Josie, will you put in some raisins in each one of these little cups? Now, there's all kinds of things you can put at the bottom of a butter tart. I like raisins very much. That's enough in each. Just a few in each one.
Like 5.
Yep, perfect. Not too many.
That's 4, Josie.
All right, now that our butter tarts are filled, we're gonna put it into the oven, and we're gonna put it in at 350 degrees just until the crusts get to become golden brown. So we have to watch it. I'll tell you how long it takes when it's ready. See you soon. And so we have an official checker who watches to make sure that it's totally ready. So we have varying degrees of readiness, but it is ready to be removed from the oven. And we have to let it cool for a little bit, but I think it's pretty much ready at this point. So we're gonna let it cool, and then we're gonna add a little ice cream and a little maple syrup, because it can't be a Canadian dish without maple syrup. And then we'll get to eat it. All right, so to make this a Canadian sundae, you need ice cream. And maple syrup. So different people like different things. Some people like to have the ice cream on the side, and some people like to have it on top. What would you guys like? Tell me.
Can I please have it on the side?
On the side for ham banana. Okay. All right. Wait. Josie?
On the top.
On the top, okay. That is pretty bold. There we go. On the top. Judah?
On the top.
On the top. Okay. On the top. And since it is dinner time, the old saying goes, life is short, eat your dessert first. And should we put a little maple syrup on top just to make this like the perfect Canadian dish? What do you say?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, just a little bit of maple syrup. What do you think?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Very good. 2 thumbs up. Waiting for Josie. That's a big bite. Is that 1.5? Okay, very good. All right, guys. Well, I hope everybody had a good Sunday experience. and Chag Sameach, everyone.
Judah, do you like it? Josie, do you like it? Daddy, did you try it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like it?
I love it.
An early Chag Shavuot Sameach, everyone. We are here in our backyard getting ready for Shavuot, and we decided to do something a little bit different than making ice cream sundaes. We in our house love milkshakes, so we're gonna make milkshakes. So we're gonna make our favorite kind of milkshake. So first we're gonna start with some strawberry ice cream. Okay, count with me. Ready? Achad. Oh, okay. Shtayim, and that's pretty much the whole what's left in the pint. Yay! Okay, now George, it's your part. Now, we're gonna put in all the Oreos that we have left from our Instacart order. Go ahead. 1. Good. Okay. Keep going. Should we let Dina put one in? Okay, you want to do it? Let's let Dina put this last one in.
Hey,
1, 2, 3, throw it in. Throw it in. Okay, good job.
The milk.
Okay. Will you help me pour? Let's pour the milk. Oh, that's plenty. Got the milk. Let's close the milk. Now is the best part. We're gonna hit the blender and we're gonna dance while it goes. 1, 2, 3, go! Okay, do you think it's done? It's done, okay. All right, now let's pour and enjoy. Some for George. Woo, okay. Some for Dina. Some for Albert. And some for me. All right, everyone. L'chaim, Chag Shavuot Sameach.
Well, hello everyone. We have been asked to show you via video how to assemble our favorite sundae. And we're so sorry we're not going to be able to do our on-site scoop this year for Shavuot, but we're hoping that this will be the next best thing. As people who know me, I am usually somewhat of a traditionalist in some things, and when it comes to ice cream sundaes, there is no exception to that rule. The sundae that I like the best has the ingredients that go back to my childhood. If anybody out there remembers what a butternut bar was, if it had chocolate and caramel and pecans in it, it was the best thing on the planet. So this sundae is essentially what we now maybe call a turtle sundae, but it also has just that little bit of marshmallow, because how can it be too sweet? Now, when it comes to sundaes in our house, I know that we call them ice cream sundaes, but the most important part is not the ice cream. It is the toppings. So you don't do it just once, you have to do it at least twice. So the very first thing we have to do is to make this hot fudge and hot caramel. And to do that, I am going to be off screen for about 20 seconds or so because I have to warm them up. We take the caramel and the chocolate. And what we have to do is in the bottom of the dish, because it's not just enough to put it on the top, we put caramel, we put chocolate, which is really fudge. The darker the better. And some of the pecans. Now I'm just going to give it its dash of the marshmallow cream. And then what I'm going to do, using my old-fashioned scoop that belonged to my mother-in-law of blessed memory, and there is no better place than someplace local to get your ice cream. We will put the ice cream in, and then of course you have to do the same. So we're going to put on the top the fudge and the caramel and the marshmallow. Top it with the nuts. And here it is, everyone, if you can see it. And it only has calories in it if you eat it. So what I want to share with you is a cup that has been in our family since early in my marriage, and that's almost 45 years ago. And it says at the front, the best things in life are free. And in the back it says, with the possible exception of hot fudge sundaes. I just added a few extra things. Have a wonderful Shavuot, everybody, and enjoy.